Welcome back everybody. So after last night's trailer, we learned some interesting details about some potential plot points, maybe even a hint at what happened at Luke's Jedi Academy. It revolves around Snoke saying, "When I found you, I saw raw untamed power, and beyond that, something truly special." So who is he referring to? Let's take a look at some possible answers. Firstly, he could be referring to Kylo Ren. Maybe during one of Kylo's training sessions with Snoke's elite Praetorian guards, we get some exposition through Snoke recounting how he found and eventually turned Ben Solo against his uncle. We know that Kylo was a student at Luke's academy. This is backed up even further by Luke telling Rey after she showcases her powers that he's seen this display of raw power once before. It didn't scare him then, but it sure as hell does now. It's also been stated that Luke believed Ben Solo was the Chosen One. It seems that the Chosen One is cyclical in the Star Wars universe. Anakin was said to be the Chosen One. Some believed Darth Bane was the Chosen One before him. It's as if the Force manifests a prophet like Messiah from time to time to balance things out. Now, like most of you, I was under the impression that Luke was not present during the fall of his academy. Of course, this was based on this shot here, where Luke falls to his knees and looks on as his academy burns to the ground. But not only was he present, it seems he was taken by surprise. Here we see him climbing out of some rubble, so he could have been sleeping, or he may have even come out second best in an encounter with somebody. Did Ben Solo, in a fit of rage, or Kylo Ren as he would become, tap into his true potential, and he caught his uncle off guard when he unleashed his powers fueled by the dark side and spurred on by Snoke himself? Now, Snoke has had his eye on Kylo since he was a child, a direct link to Anakin himself. Whatever Snoke's motivations might be, Kylo Ren is an invaluable asset to his plans. And ultimately, Luke failed to save his nephew, which would have messed him up since he was able to save his father. Might be why he's been avoiding his sister. Now, another possibility revolves around Rey, and there have already been theories suggesting something similar. Rey is obviously the hero of this trilogy, or she's supposed to be. She displays her untamed raw power that reminds Luke of that night his academy burned to the ground. She was abandoned on Jakku. So what if Rey was at the academy as a child? It was her that brought down the building on Luke's head. Her parents could have been Luke's students, or might have helped him teach other students, or she herself could have been left into his care. Snoke, who seems to be quite the opportunist, could have felt her potential. Another invaluable asset, he could have used Kylo to get to her. It almost seemed like Kylo recognized her in The Force Awakens. Let's say her parents were killed during the fall of Luke's academy. A young child seeing such a horrific event unfold before her eyes might have tapped into the dark side and killed the Knights of Ren, hence why we don't see them anymore. Kylo might have survived because of his own immense powers, and Luke was of course buried by rubble. If not Luke, then maybe Lor San Tekka saved her from Snoke's clutches and hid her away on Jakku. They might have thought the child died herself, but in The Force Awakens, Snoke and Kylo Ren realize who Rey actually might be, and they both want her for their own reasons. If you're a fan of Rey turning to the dark side, what better way than Snoke capturing her here and showing her that she was the cause of such death and destruction, or showing her how her parents died and turning her against Luke just as he did with Kylo Ren. The question is, does Luke do enough to prepare her for her encounter with Snoke, or does Rey, who is young and has just gotten her purple belt, make the same mistake Luke did in The Empire Strikes Back? But whereas Luke was able to stay the course and refuse Vader's offer, maybe Rey succumbs to Snoke's temptations. You see, I was worried Snoke would be a watered down version of Palpatine, but this display of power here has me even more stoked to finally find out who he actually is and what is he all about. A third option, but least likely scenario in my opinion, is that Snoke himself destroyed the academy and that's where he got those injuries. But it's my belief that those injuries predate these events, and Snoke seems to be way too paranoid to put himself in danger. He seems like the guy to get others to do the heavy lifting for him. Now most likely, instead of one Chosen One, we might very well be looking at two Chosen Ones in Rey and Kylo. A duality of the Force, perhaps trying to balance itself out by merging these two characters together. Maybe it's through their offspring or the acceptance of Luke's new philosophy of the Jedi ending and that whole Grey Jedi theory. But if he wants the Jedi to end, a Grey Jedi is still a Jedi. Hopefully we find out what he learned about the original Jedi teachings, and if Snoke is an ancient, well, that will be some very interesting material to explore. So Palpatine was all about unlimited power, and Snoke seems to be all about that raw, untamed power. So what do you guys think? Who is Luke referring to when he states he's seen this once before? Kylo? Rey? Palpatine? Yoda? And how does Rey get out of this precarious position here? Does Luke burst in at the very end to save the day? Does Kylo change allegiances? Or does the movie end with Rey in captivity and episode 9 is about saving her? Leave your thoughts down below. To stay updated with this channel, hit that notification bell. Thanks for dropping by and for the support. Don't forget to like, share, sub and all that good stuff. And until next time, see yous.